and hitting start now. Alright. Hello everybody. You know me. Okay, no you don't, but you know who I am. I'm Issa J. And sitting next to me is...
Your Small Wrestling Alliance World Heavyweight Champion of picking stuff, Liam Landry.
Yeah.
You're Mr. Outside main roster guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, if it's the main roster and not a pay-per-view, he probably won't be talking about it.
No, but didn't see it.
But yeah, we just had a weird experience, didn't we?
Yeah, just weird experience trying to set this up.
We had everything set up, everything ready. We hit go live, and it just would not let us go live. That's oh crud. Whose effect is that? If anything can go wrong, it will.
But
I'm trying to remember who says that in stage performances. They say that a lot.
Some old philosopher guy.
Yeah, if it can go wrong, it will.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, we're live now. We're good. We're working, apparently. So yeah, it is Shooting with the Smarky Family, episode 27. Before we start into the podcast, how was your week, my friend?
It was kind of a tiresome week, but we got through it.
Mm-hmm.
We did, you got through work and all, and got through other stuff that I needed to handle, mostly. Got to watch some wrestling. It's fine week out. I finished off Lucifer. I think I talked about that before. I was watching that.
Okay.
On it, kind of wondering if there's another season after that, because it really kind of. Like, it was weird how it went. It, ended on something that seemed like a season finale, even with a cliffhanger.
Mm-hmm.
Then I had 2 episodes after that. One that was definitely that should have been earlier in the season, but they pushed back as it was a filler episode. But you can definitely tell because of how the characters interact.
Mm-hmm.
That it was out of place. Because there's one character in there that ends up hating the other characters, but then she's in here and they're working fine together. And then another episode that was kind of like a what if episode, where Lucifer's upset because he thinks God's manipulating him all the time, and he put this girl that's the love interest in his way purposefully to manipulate him. But then he's like, you know what I can do? I can just make a dimension where I just take her out of your path and see if they just bump into each other naturally. So it's kind of like an alternate what if scenario, and that's how that season ended. And it's well, you're not going to address the cliffhanger there? Yeah, because the cliffhanger is that she actually find out that he is indeed the devil. So.
Yeah, I think Firefly had that kind of trouble where they put the aired episodes out of place, and I actually have seen Firefly in the order it's supposed to be, and it's an amazing series. So I hate it when broadcast does that, where they just oh, let's put this here and let's put this way down there. But that makes no sense in the context, and they'll give more clues later on. It's oh well. Which is why I try to tend to watch more serialized stuff, especially HBO stuff. I finally finished season 7, so I'm completely caught up with Game of Thrones, and I can't wait for you to get there, because at the end of season 7, you really feel the journey you've just been on, and it's amazing. Any updates on 3 and 4 yet?
No, I've just been too busy.
That's fine.
With other stuff.
I completely forgot to bring season 5.
Yeah.
Haven't finished season 5 of BoJack yet either.
Right. Even with that, I remember Gravity Falls in their second and last season
Mm-hmm.
had another situation just like that, with like a filler episode just put completely out of place, because they just have a big episode where they're like, we gotta get the magic spell to make sure that the bad guy can't enter into the house.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, at the end of that, like, we got it, and as long as there's a place and no one leaves the house, we're all safe. And then the next episode, it's like, let's go on a road trip. It's like, yeah. It's like,
That's bizarre.
yeah.
More difficulties.
Yeah, so it's yeah. I remember that second season had so much trouble with Disney as well. Just they were never, like, they had such huge gaps between episodes for whatever reason, and it's like it was all fully done, so they didn't need to do that.
Yeah, that is bizarre.
And people were even asking the creator about it, and he was like, "Don't ask me. It's all done. It's all Disney just doing this."
Yeah, they definitely have, like, studios definitely have a way of making the final decisions, which is really annoying. My week has just been busy, working, like,
working.
2 doubles, long hours, weird hours, but making money, and I can't really complain about making money, so I won't. But it's been interesting, and because I drive a lot because of work, the fog and the dreariness has been so weird this past week. So weird. But yeah, that's basically all that's been going. I ate ice cream a couple days in a row. That's always fun. I'm an adult now. I can do crud like that.
That's always the trap, though.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, let's jump into the podcast proper.
Yeah.
What's our first segment? What is our first segment, by the way?
It's news outside the. It's wrestling news outside the WWE.
Awesome. The best kind of news, as opposed to the unfortunate, sad, depressing news of everyday life.
That's definitely true. But anyways, I guess the biggest news, of course, was All Elite Wrestling, and even news not consistent of AEW still technically involved AEW as well.
Mm-hmm.
But we get right into that. We had a big, it was their, it was marketed as kind of like a ticket based thing, but they technically don't have the tickets on sale just yet. They were just giving out codes, so pre-sale codes for the tickets that you can enter for.
Mm-hmm.
But in there, they made more announcements of people and set up more possible matches for Double or Nothing. We had of course, Kenny Omega being the biggest draw there. He was the last person in there. It actually showed that he's an executive vice president of the company now, along with Cody. I don't think the Young Bucks actually have that rank, though. I don't remember what their rank is.
It might be something like executive presidents of the tag team division.
It's something. Like, I think it's something booking based. Like, I think like head bookers or something.
Okay.
But anyways, they announced it there. They, of course, also brought Chris Jericho to announce we're having Jericho Omega 2 at Double or Nothing. We had SoCal Uncensored come out, and they were talking to some of the representatives from Oriental Wrestling Entertainment, OWE, who was announced as a partner in the last event that they had, and they said, it's like, dude, just bring a team of 3, and we'll face them down. In from the OWE, one of the main guys in there was Kima, who's a big name in Japan and Asian circuit in wrestling. Basically, they said like, "Hey, you get 2 other guys with you, and we'll have a 6-man tag match at Double or Nothing." So that's one match that they had. They also made the announcement official that they're working with Triple A, which is a big get. They said they're definitely gonna have a lot more lucha stuff. What's that mean for Impact and their relationship with Triple A? It's not really sure right now.
Only time will tell.
Yeah, and with that, we had the Lucha Bros come out. They interrupted the Young Bucks talking about the tag team division and attacked them, so setting up a match there. The Young Bucks also got the chance to introduce the Best Friends from ROH. We got more promos hyping between Heyman Page and Pac. Some more stuff there.
And that's for the first ever champion of AEW, or
It has
not been announced for that?
This hasn't been announced yet.
Okay.
We also had more women be presented. We had Kylie Ray. Brandy Rhodes, introduced her. She came out to speak to the public there, but then got interrupted by Nyla Rose, setting up a possible match between them two. Nyla Rose kind of like, I don't know much about her, but looking at her there, she was kind of coming out as, fearsome fighter type, aggressive. It's also kind of a big news because she's a trans woman, actually, and she's the first ever trans woman to to be in like a major company, like in All Elite Wrestling or, any company in that range. So that's kind of a big news, and kind of keeping with what they initially were saying, they were going to change the world.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of keeping to that. But they talked about representation a lot.
And I hear also a couple of Japanese women have been signed. Yuka Sayazaka and
Aja Kong just got
Sakazaki, my bad.
Sakazaki.
Yuka Sakazaki and Aja Kong. So those are 2 really big gets.
Yeah, Aja Kong has been a very well-known name in, female wrestling in Japan, as a very, powerful, strong woman, very big name when it comes to, like I said, female Japanese wrestling. And then Yuka is also more of a, I would say, younger talent, especially to Aja, because Aja's kind of coming in bringing a lot more experience in there.
Mm-hmm.
I guess in a way, you can see like Chris Jericho would be bringing in. Just kind of like an older talent, still wrestling, bringing in a lot of experience for the young ones. And then Yuka is also another wrestler. I know she is from, I think both of them actually were from Tokyo Joshi Pro, but now they're making the official jump, as signing new contracts with them. Now we don't know the extent of the contracts. We could always see a situation where it's an American deal and doesn't actually affect in Japan. They can still work with Tokyo Joshi Pro, but what it does say is it's not as if AEW is working with that program, much like they're working with AAA and OWE. But they can definitely still work with other Joshi programs in the future to have a talent exchange. So I'm trying to see what other big names. We had Sammy Guevara, who's AAA Cruiserweight Champion.
Mm-hmm.
He made an appearance there. A lot of people were helping in the fact that he was wearing his sunglasses as well at night. But obviously, piping up the fact that the AAA crossover effect. So we can maybe even see that title defended in AEW. Wait, AEW? Sorry. I'm a little confused. AEW. Maybe even at Double or Nothing, possibly. We don't know yet.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing confirmed, but something possible. There's a Sonya Kiss, which I think was the very first person they had. I don't know much about and I'm gonna say him. It. I don't. I've other people are saying him, but it's a very androgynous character.
Mm-hmm.
So, if it's not that, you can correct down that. But I've heard other people refer to him as a him, so I just want to make sure to, you know, call people by the pronouns that they kind of want to be called as.
Mm-hmm.
It was formerly along with in Lucha Underground as Exolicious,
Okay.
so working as a wrestler / manager. So I'd also say that on his Twitter he doesn't say either or. So if like I said, I want to say the pronouns. So what if it is corrected? Correct me.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly couldn't correct you at this particular moment in time.
Like I said, I don't know much about Sony, but yeah, but it should be all good. It's like a very strong building one, especially now that we have the real connection between AAA, OWE, and maybe even more in the future, possibly. We should have a lot of talent to work with.
Mm-hmm. And then also when it comes to the death matches, of course, they had Joey Janela, and now they have Jimmy Havoc.
Yeah.
So it's big across the globe, not just here for America, but for Japan, for Britain, or Europe, for Mexico. And it's not like they're trying to invade, they're trying to work with, which is way more refreshing than other promotions we'll talk about later on. But yeah, I'm excited to see Double or Nothing. I'm excited to see what starts to happen in the weekly episodes once that goes down. No talks about the TV deal as of yet. It's still hush hush on their part, which means nothing has been completely finalized yet.
Yeah, mostly they're just trying to work things out. But it's very close. And I believe Meltzer has said that it's very close between two prestigious groups. A lot of the rumors beforehand were TNT or TBS, so it's probably going to be one of those two that I would think those would be counted as prestigious. Yeah, it's very, high-end channels at least.
Yeah, and it's just already only one show by these guys, one future show announced. A lot of build for that show, and no consistent weekly wrestling, and they're already the talk of the town, is something not a lot of promotions, not even TNA, was able to get away with. So it's very, very exciting to see where this is all going to go. And I'm hoping for the best, because we need that foil, we need that competition for WWE, and it kind of feels like WWE is taking this seriously. And again, we'll get more to that in our next segment, but this is amazing, and I can't wait to see what happens.
Other news, just to keep in to the same idea, MLW in their weekly show, they actually had a segment where they interviewed the Lucha Bros about whether they're going to be continuing with MLW, and while they were very vague, they were saying that they're going to wrestle everywhere, every country, any city and all. It makes it sound like whatever contract it is must be a non-exclusive one, because they definitely put down the idea that, the MLW has said outright that Lucha Bros are going to be continuing with them, and like the way they're saying it sounds like they're going to be kind of everywhere and anywheres. I know it was said before that if not one, both had interest in going into New Japan and doing matches there, so they can kind of be considered like a Kota Ibushi in a way, that he doesn't actually want to be in any exclusive contract anywhere. So it looks like they're going to be able to jump around, and I mean, of course, any company that wants to work with them will allow that to happen, because they're
we don't know when the audio went out, so we'll just say that if you watched us talking a lot, it was about the Lucha Bros, Pentagon Jr. and Ray Phoenix, and they're going to be working with MLW still.
Mm-hmm. That sounds
trying to go all around the world.
It sounds like they're going to have non-exclusive contracts when it comes to AEW. It's been known before that they've had interest in working with New Japan, and then just working everywhere. So it sounds like they're going to be a kind of Kota Ibushi-esque role where they're not going to get any type of exclusive contracts anywhere. Just kind of just jump around wherever they want to, and big enough names to allow that to happen.
And that's really cool for MLW to allow as well, because it definitely keeps their relationship going strong. And I see them maybe getting a second reign down the line, not just yet, but down the line.
I also say MJF did not shoot a video, so
yeah,
it's not as promising.
I think it is great, and like I also said, you got to see Pentagon live twice, and I haven't yet, and I would love to, because his matches with Kenny Omega on Impact and on Lucha Underground were fantastic. So I'd like to see a lot more of Pentagon Jr. and Ray Phoenix, especially live. But yeah, and the final big piece of news, unless there's another one after this, is Lucha Underground. They might not be coming back for a 5th season. They are currently in 2 lawsuits. One with King Cuerno, or El Fantasmo, and just his lawsuit, and then a second lawsuit with many other names, and names speculated that it's probably a part of it is Ivelisse, and a couple of others who would want to leave but weren't allowed to. So it's pretty big, and those who were fans of Lucha Underground is probably thinking, oh well, drat, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And their shady business deals behind the scenes and their evil contracts. Yeah, they're it's not looking good for them at all.
Yeah. Another name. Well, it's a joke. I don't know if you've ever seen this guy Chico, a luchador.
I haven't. Not yet.
It's kind of comical. Comical guy on Twitter. And he said Chico has joined the class action lawsuit against Lucha Underground. I never worked for them, but out of respect, they were paying me anyways, and it wasn't enough. That's always his kind of his gimmick. Like, he even has a podcast called the Never Jobcast.
Wow.
It's a pretty funny Twitter. If you on Twitter, you should follow him.
Check him out.
Yeah.
But this is really big news in the world of wrestling.
Yeah, but at least as long as they get out of the contract, they're gonna have a lot of places to go now. Everyone's trying to find as much talent as they can. So
I want to see, because Ivelisse worked for WWE for a short time down in NXT and never got the dues. She was never got the chances as everyone else. So I want to see her in All Elite Wrestling, because I think that would be fantastic.
Of course, we already talked about Sonya Kiss and of course the Lucha Bros. So they already have some other Lucha Underground people, and of course Joey Ryan as well, who's also in Lucha Underground for a while. So
yeah, and it's just interesting to see what's gonna go happen very, very soon.
And people even saying, even outside of this stuff, that AAA control the contracts for Lucha Underground people. So it could be so it could even make negotiations for people who want to get out even easier if it's going to AEW. Because if they're going to work together, they can actually let them out the contracts for that purpose instead of let them go to different brands. That's actually what a lot of people speculated about the Hideo Itami, about how WWE let him out. It's because he was going to go back to Noah, and Noah's building a working relationship with WWE. So I guess they felt that it wasn't going to be a threat to them, and that's the reason why they let him go instead of, and why they're not letting go other people who asked for their release.
Like the Revival.
Yeah, that's what the Revival should do. It's like, yeah, we want to go to Noah Wrestling. It's like after that, and just like, shoo, split Noah.
And it just they go there for one day,
yeah,
and then next thing you know, they're on AEW.
Yeah, they go to Noah just for the Young Bucks to invade Noah and announce that they're going to go to AEW now.
We don't, and instead of going to Noah, they end up at Dragon Gate. It's like, oh, this isn't Noah? Our bad. We got the wrong promotion.
All these Japanese companies look alike.
We saw Neville, and we just assumed we were in the right spot.
We thought this is where all the other ex-WWE people go. If you disgruntled with them, go to Dragon Gate.
But yeah, so we'll be keeping an eye on what goes down with Lucha Underground, and even though there was way more news this week, but those were the three biggest where it just had a lot of waves from all the other wrestling sites.
Had a bit pick up from on Impact. You had what I heard was a really great match between Lucha Bros and LAX, where the Lucha Bros end up picking up the championship. So they're now Impact Tag Champs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, LAX had held that championships, even though it was under two reigns for quite some time.
Yeah. And another company, I heard Lucha Brothers also won a championship, and another company, AEW, I don't know too much about them, but they're also apparently tag champs there as well. Also, Ray Phoenix did injure himself a bit, but may only be out for like a week. So
hopefully he takes a little bit more time than just a week, just to be on the safe side. But yeah, we definitely wish any injured person a speedy recovery, unless of course they're evil. We will shame the evil. But any other news you can think of right now outside?
Not really, no.
All right, well, let's move on to our second segment of this podcast.
News inside the WWE.
Yes, and let's talk about All Elite Wrestling. Randy Orton has been heard around backstage area to be talking about AEW, and we don't know if that means when his contract is up he's leaving, or if he's just trying to get a bigger deal from WWE. But that's not the story here. The story is he's talking about it. He's having discussions behind the scenes to other WWE superstars about it.
Yeah, I'm sure he's big. Like getting right in their face and like kind of like keeping them in a corner while he's talking to AEW about them.
I mean, that's big, because these guys had all the potential to be just here and gone, like so many other promotions before them. But if Randy Orton understands their worth in the wrestling business, as well as other WWE superstars, and they are actively talking about it behind the scenes, and that's getting leaked, that's big. That's putting All Elite Wrestling not only on the map, but also in a position that not even TNA at the time had. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, it's even if you go with the concept of it being a threat, it's still a strong sign that he is enough of a threat to get a better contract. Though with it, I don't know. I mean, if they're gonna get Randy Orton, I guess that kind of solidify the fact that you're gonna have 2-hour shows, because I don't know if you can get a Randy Orton entrance in an hour show. He has to like start it while another match is already going.
Or he just always does run-ins.
Yeah.
Oh, Randy Orton's now a part of this match. I know we weren't saying he was, but we couldn't deal with his annoying long entrance.
Yes, you're gonna have Randy Orton versus Undertaker, and who can first one to get to the ring wins. Yeah.
And even then, that's not enough for them to actually speed up their entrance. That's funny. But
yeah, that's also kind of other news inside WWE because they affiliated. I think someone asked Undertaker how much money would he make for an appearance in the United States. Did you hear about that?
I did,
Yeah.
and he said like $25,000.
Yeah, for one hour.
For 1 hour.
So that's one entrance from the Undertaker.
That is.
But I think you have to provide the light.
A lot of money. Yeah, he's a very big name now. If you think wrestling, he will be one of the ones you think of immediately.
Yeah. I think it's kind of interesting when you look at the fact that he's kind of he's just recently started doing some more like interviews and stuff out of character, which is not normal for him.
Mm-hmm.
Then he also had a Twitter page. I saw someone pointing out that he follows Tombstone Pizza.
That's funny.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's a transition. This kind of sounds like a thing where he doesn't want to make appearance, so he just makes a big number. But I guess you'd just be surprised if someone actually does it. You ever heard of the comedian Gabriel Iglesias?
Yes.
Yeah, he had one time when he was talking about how a Saudi prince was inviting him out to do a show in Saudi Arabia. So he's like, I don't want to go. Just give him like a giant number he'll never go with. And his agent comes back with like, he took the number. And it's like, well, damn, we're going to Saudi Arabia.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. It was also funny when he got there. And he's like, so why me? And it's like, oh, you're very popular on YouTube. The prince was on. It's like, you're second most popular comedian in all of Middle East. And he's like, who's the first? Jeff Dunham.
Yeah.
You don't find him offensive? No. I kill you.
That is Jeff Dunham's probably my favorite comedian working today right now. And he's coming the day before my birthday. Guess who will be there? This guy. But yeah, that's funny. And
yeah. But yeah, it could be an idea like that, just a big number, or maybe it's legit. Maybe he does want to make appearances.
Mm-hmm.
Just wants to get paid for them a lot. Yeah, that's what some other news inside.
No, one big news has to revolve around your former WWE champion, AJ Styles. Apparently, there was two news sites, one being Dave Meltzer, the other being, if I remember right, has to do with sports something. Don't really remember their names. One talked about how Mr. AJ Styles had a hernia. And then the other one talked about how he agreed to a new contract with WWE, and both times AJ Styles just shut that down. What does that mean? Or one, right, AJ Styles keeping it under kayfabe, keeping everything under wraps, or is this a thing where AJ Styles is telling the truth and all these leaks and stuff are just not true? It's very weird.
So how much was the dismissal? Because that's always the thing. Like when you had the Ronda Rousey thing and the leaving after WrestleMania, you had that dismissal, but she was like, "Oh, all these people, blah blah blah, talking about what I'm gonna do in my body," and so But then in there, you notice the fact that she doesn't ever decline the idea that it's not happening.
Mm-hmm.
So that's always the thing when you look at people saying that. It's like, unless they're declining it, you're still saying there's a chance, but you're just upset that someone leaked it beforehand.
Yeah. Let me check right quick.
Overall, it'll be an interesting thing. I think Meltzer was the one talking about the hernia and was saying that there was a release, a WWE release that said that. So I don't know if maybe he just misquoted that or if they're giving out the wrong information. It's kind of weird, but who knows? I guess we only knows when he finds out.
Yeah. Oh, this says absolutely nothing, but Brandy Rhodes has a picture of Kenny, Hangman, and her at a radio show. That's cool.
Well, again, now we talk about other news. We talk about the burial of Dean Ambrose, really hitting him, having the door hit him on the way out. And really confirms that, a lot of people are still saying like maybe it's a work and all, but it still goes down. You're giving it to actual news agencies. You're not gonna really do that. They're really just gonna like never take anything from you after that, and that's definitely not what you want from WWE. What WWE wants. But then you just have the fact that he's really in a place where he's being mishandled, apparently face kind of now. Even though he was acting kind of heelish on Raw, now he's fighting a woman, and he's probably going to lose to her at that live event, wherever that live event is.
Yeah, so someone, after the whole Dave Meltzer thing, after he appeared on SmackDown this Tuesday, tweeted, "What are you doing wrestling with a hernia?" And AJ Styles on Twitter quote tweeted him and said, "Yeah, about that, I don't have a hernia." And he has like a straight face emoji on there. So he basically said he does not have one. And then on the other one, Wrestling World News, so AJ Styles comes to, that's what it is, Wrestling News World said, breaking news, AJ Styles comes to terms on new WWE contract. AJ Styles says, "What was that? Are you sure? Please let me know the more," horrible grammar there, AJ, "because I know nothing about this." Inquisitive emoji. So, yeah.
Maybe he did like sign the contract, but like the wording, he didn't understand it because of his grammar problems, and just didn't think it was signing the contract. Could always be that. Could be that confusion.
But yeah, that has a lot to do.
Yeah. Though, what do you think of this obvious burial thing? I'm thinking he's losing to Nia Jax.
Who's losing to Nia Jax?
I'm saying Dean Ambrose at that live event.
Oh, so he actually did lose?
Oh, it didn't happen. I said I think he's losing to Nia Jax.
Yeah, I think so too. They're probably going to bury him until he leaves to diminish his not only popularity but his credibility, which is sad, just so sad.
Lose to Nia Jax, just get up and write AEW on the.
Well, apparently he's friends with Chris Jericho, so I don't understand why Chris Jericho wouldn't bring other WWE stars.
Like even if he wasn't gonna bring in AEW, just sign that, just to really mess with them.
It's too tempting.
Yeah, no, they're there for that. And you can have a good matchup between him and Jimmy Havoc, because it'd be a good hardcore matchup.
Yeah, I watched an interview from Jimmy Havoc that Called Holly did, and he says that the death matches he likes to do, he doesn't like to do like the extreme crazy stuff. He likes to do the things that will really make people wince because they're relatable, which is why he gives himself paper cuts and steps on Legos and thumbtacks to the toes and stuff. And I'm just thinking, I don't want to watch that. That's gonna be too much. What are your thoughts on Jimmy?
I haven't really seen too much from him, so it's
Neither have I.
difficult to know, say.
But
But
back
yeah,
to WWE.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just AJ. Apparently, a lot of stuff. It's hard to know what's really going down right now. It's very weird with him.
Yeah. And Dean Ambrose definitely seems
Mm-hmm.
like he's being buried on the way out. More positive news. We can talk about Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
The women's tag team and the other Elimination Chamber match. That I don't know what is the other elimination as their men's.
Disney. That's not right. It's the Disney elimination match.
Yes.
Oh
We'll save that for
gosh.
later in the podcast.
Done. Deal. We're doing that. Anyways, it is the Daniel Bryan versus Mustafa Ali versus Randy Orton versus Samoa Joe versus AJ Styles versus what is your name? I have this. He's the other face. No, he's not. He's the other heel. No, he's not. He's a face. No,
Who
he's
can
not.
remember
He's
anymore?
a heel. Right. Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles, Mustafa Ali, Randy Orton.
Is it all on SmackDown and beat
Yeah,
Samoa
it's
Joe?
all Samoa Joe.
That was
So Samoa Joe, Daniel Bryan are complete heels. Mustafa Ali, AJ Styles are complete faces. Randy Orton, no one knows anymore. And Jeff Hardy, complete face. That's that. Jeff Hardy's a six man. And those are your competitors right now in the Elimination Chamber, which I think is next week. Which that happened already. I feel like yesterday we were just getting over our 25th hour of Royal Rumble.
I'm pretty sure somewhere that Rumble is still happening.
But yeah, I'm excited for that match. Really excited for that match. All the men involved are great, and the women's tag match has Riot Squad represented by Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan, which is weird
Why is that weird?
because shouldn't Ruby Riot also be there though?
Well, she's fighting Ronda, I think, for the championship.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then Huggin Boss Connection, which is
Doesn't
Sasha
even
Banks
work.
and Bailey. Doesn't.
No.
And Tamina and Nia Jax. I almost screwed up twice,
Yeah.
but I saved it. Tamina and Nia Jax.
That's what the Raw side. And
The
then
SmackDown side, it is the Iconics, Peyton Royce and Billy Kay.
Yeah.
Ugh. Then Fabulous Glow, which is Naomi and Carmella.
Which
and-
Alana is really upset about. Did you see that on
Mhm,
Twitter?
It did. Which is interesting.
Yeah.
And then also Absolution, which is Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose, because their new name is stupid.
Mhm.
Fire and Desire. Why would they do that?
I don't know. And then apparently there's also supposed to be Io and Kari
Mm-hmm.
in there as well, because that's what they were saying on NXT, that they beat the other two horsewomen, Duke and
So if they insert them and make it a 7
Mhm.
team, that would be interesting. That
yeah.
would throw.
And also
That'd be
it
cool.
brings up the idea that we were saying that the tag team would have to be a inter-brand.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good to see. So it should have a lot more matches than and not get repetitive. With it all interesting stuff. What other news? Did you hear about Heavy Machinery losing their last names?
I did.
Yeah, so no longer Tucker Knight and Otis Dozovich. It's now just Tucker and Otis.
Which is kind of annoying.
Yeah, because they had good last names too. I know Tucker Knight used to have the catchphrase, the all night Tucker Knight. Now that doesn't make sense anymore. And Otis Dozovic just has a nice name that goes with it.
Mm-hmm. I feel bad for Djokovic when he gets called up. I forgot his first name.
Oh, you better learn it, yes, I mean.
Yeah.
But I mean, it goes just with the long history. Everyone remembers legends like Mick and Steve and Randy. What Randy am I even talking about?
Is it Randy Savage or Randy Orton?
Yeah. And there's also
Sean. Don't forget Sean.
Oh yeah, Sean.
Triple.
Yeah, Triple. You have the what's some other ones? Hulk, just Hulk, no Hogan, which allows them to have even more Marvel lawsuits. That does what's it? Ricky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just
it's really stupid.
Yeah, really stupid and random thing to just.
I
bring
miss
up
Elias's last name, to be honest. Elias Sampson. It's a cool name.
Mm-hmm.
And then he could still be Walk with Elias, even though he has his last name. I mean, come on. But yeah, that's also annoying. But talking about Dijakovic. I really need to learn his full name. He really impressed me at Worlds Collide. I watched last week.
Okay.
Haven't finished it yet. I know who wins every match up to the next point. But he put on a really good showing, and he has a really cool finisher where it's basically the GTS, but done a little bit, but modified, and it looks pretty cool. I mean, the GTS has always been a cool looking move, unless, of course, Hideo Itami is doing it with his knee pad down and he fully connects into someone's eye socket.
Then it definitely doesn't look cool for the person taking it.
No, not at all.
Because they can't see.
Poor Brian Kendrick. The Brian Kendrick. I mean, I was so excited when he came back to WWE, but they're not doing anything with him. And I feel so bad for
everybody.
The gentleman Jack Gallagher too, because he is awesome. I want to see a Jack Gallagher match against Drew Gulak. Wait, I already did, and it was amazing. It was the UK tournament.
Yeah,
that was a great match. Okay, back onto my point though. Worlds Collide was really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
From what I saw up to the point where I'm at. I tried to finish before today, but a lot of good matches. A cool concept of a 15-man tournament where all the men start at the same time in a battle royale and they get their seeds because of eliminations, which definitely gave you a sense of, wait, who's getting that bye? How are the seeds going to go? This is actually pretty interesting. And the first person who got eliminated was Humberto Carrillo, and the second person who got eliminated was Zach Gibson, making you think, oh, Zach Gibson's going to easily get this win. Spoiler alert, he didn't. Humberto impressed a lot, because I don't even know who this guy is. Apparently he's a new 205 Live member, so it was really good.
Do you know how he spelled it?
Humberto. Oh, Calri. I missed an I in there. Rillio.
I'm just gonna see if maybe like I can remember him from looking at him. Well, I'll allow you to go on. Talk about
Yeah.
stuff.
So, again, spoiler alert: the Dream got the win here. Especially if you saw NXT and missed the Worlds Collide tournament, he came out and he has officially challenged Johnny Gargano to a match for the North American Championship. So that's really interesting. You felt as though an NXT guy was definitely going to win, even though the winner could choose between NXT UK, 205 Live, or NXT Championship. Not much is going on with the other two brands yet to the same level as NXT. Hopefully, maybe one day they can get to that level, but until they do, it had to have been NXT. But yeah, it was so far, I'm halfway through the show. It's a really fun tournament, and I'm going to be finishing it probably tonight.
Yeah, he was who I was thinking of. It was the guy who used to be known as Ultimo Ninja.
Okay.
On the indie circuit.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah.
And also they had halftime
heat. Yeah.
Halftime heat. I was about to call it Havoc. Halftime heat, and the Faces won there. Not surprising. And yeah, I feel like that's all. Oh, and the last bit of news is a couple injuries that have been confirmed. Seth Rollins, he got banged up a little bit, so he'll be probably taken. And they pulled him off of the house show circuit, so they'll probably be getting him healed up and saved him up for WrestleMania.
I mean, if it's his leg, then it's no problem. Then.
And then, there was one more pretty. Obviously, the Becky Lynch stuff is kayfabe, and there's one more that was pretty upsetting to hear, but I don't remember who it was. I'm gonna start writing stuff down.
That's how you get injured. Oh, you'd be disappointed about that. Was it the Sasha Banks? Didn't you say Sasha Banks?
Oh yeah, and it was confirmed after WrestleMania, not WrestleMania,
Royal Rumble.
after Royal Rumble, that Sasha Banks was in fact injured after her match with Ronda Rousey.
Who would have guessed it?
Pretty sure we predicted that to happen.
My bet would probably be from that botched suicide dive.
Mm-hmm.
The one where she didn't properly.
The first one?
Yeah. As one of the more obvious places to be.
But yeah, we were saying, oh, we hope this doesn't happen. We hope this doesn't happen. I don't want to see this happening. And it happened. Which is why when they had the two teams, the two qualifying matches, their team wasn't there. And when they had their qualifying match against Alicia Fox and Nikki Cross, Sasha Banks didn't wrestle once. Like, she didn't get in the ring to wrestle, so they were protecting her that way. So that's upsetting to hear. I'm just happy Bayley didn't get injured as well with her match the next night. On better news, everyone's booing Ronda Rousey. That makes my heart happy. Again,
Yeah.
I don't know what that says about me, but I mean, she's obviously not a wrestler. She doesn't have that finesse still, and you need that finesse because these are dangerous moves done to other people and they're supposed to do it to where they're protecting each other. Like, I see people do Canadian destroyers, and that should really mess someone up. But Pete, what's his name? He's on Impact again now. Petey Williams. Petey Williams says that he hasn't, and thankfully hasn't caused anybody injury from giving this move. that's because of all the time and practice in order to get it mastered. So I wouldn't be so anti Ronda if they actually took the time to get her to the level of a showman, and everybody saying that she's there when she's so obviously not is infuriating. But it doesn't cause me to lose any sleep. That's the nightmares. I'm just kidding. So what else do you think about news?
Apparently you have a mute EC3.
Yeah, still.
What do you think?
And apparently, what's her name? Alexa Bliss is cheating on Braun Strowman.
Yeah. What an interesting range that you're on.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what are your types? Braun Strowman and EC3. Yeah.
You know what would be a good way to up the 205 Live brand? Is if you had Buddy Murphy, their champion, who is either married to or engaged to Alexa Bliss, interacting with Alexa Bliss. That would give the champion and the brand so much more. What do you call that? What was that word I'm looking for? Credibility.
Yeah. But you don't have the. It's not as important as a relationship as, say, Dean Ambrose and Renee Young. That it has to be mentioned all the time, you know.
Nia Jax. Dean Ambrose interrupted Nia Jax, and Nia Jax goes, "Hey, don't you interrupt my interruption." And Dean Ambrose says, "Hey, Nia, I know you are sexually attracted to me," and Renee Young apparently made a noise or a comment saying, "Oh, what are they doing? Are they trying to get Renee Young out of the company too? What is this?"
Yeah, random stuff.
Indeed.
Oh, I guess that is some other news too. They had that live event. I can look it up on there, but they have the live event where we're gonna have a match between Dean Ambrose and Nia Jax. So it's an interesting thing because just to have the intergender match, they really have not had this. Okay, well now I'm just looking. Apparently, 41 minutes ago, PW Stream has reposted the fact from Ringside News saying Dean Ambrose versus Nia Jax is not happening. It was originally advertised on a house show on February 22nd to happen, but I guess they changed their mind. So now they're back.
I guess they felt remorse about trying to injure Dean Ambrose.
Yeah. Like he backed out of it for his safety.
Yeah. But that's all the news inside of WWE. It's weird. The contrast of news outside and inside. Because a lot of stuff happening outside and a lot of speculation and uncertainty inside.
So we can get into our next segment now.
Yay.
Which one is that?
It is the best segment of the week. It's where we decide on our favorite segments of the week. And I have mine, and it is Mark Andrews versus Drew Gulak. They kept the entire match in the ring. It was fresh. It was new. It was exciting. It was fun, which goes to show you don't need to keep going out of the ring to make a match interesting. And even the high spots that Mark Andrew had did not go outside of the ring. He climbed the turnbuckle and he would do a move. And that's fine because he's a high flyer. But he didn't have Drew Gulak roll under the ring, no dives, anything like that, which kept the intrigue going. It wasn't a beat by beat by beat by beat. It was, let's have a match. And Drew Gulak is amazing technically in the ring. He's able to do so much good stuff. I want to see him have a bright future within the company or AEW, but we'll see what happens. Yours?
My best segment of the week, it would have to go to the NXT match between the was it the same guy? No, it was
Drew Gulak? Did he face...
was Matt Riddle?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Drew Gulak.
That's the one. Yeah, I had a thing for a second there, but yeah, it was Drew Gulak versus Matt Riddle in a really great technical match. Mostly just kind of staying on the ground because that's where these two guys really do well in. They were actually part of a tag team beforehand.
Them two together?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm. Though that was a really great technical match. If you really like stuff like that, it's be right up your alley. And just a really cool match. Like I said, you don't get to see a lot just like that, and a lot of times when you have ground-based technical wrestling, it's good in one part from that person, but when you have two people who are really good at it, then it really works well and really smoothly.
Yeah, I'm gonna start watching NXT because I feel like I'll be enjoying wrestling a lot. I know when I was watching NXT weekly for a couple months, I was really enjoying wrestling, so I should do that more often. I feel like you agree?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely agree.
Yeah, so I'm gonna start doing that. What else? Yeah, that was like a really quick segment.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why we're not spoiling who wins and loses at this moment is because we want you to go and watch them. You can find Matt Riddle versus Drew Gulak on the network on NXT, and you can find Drew Gulak versus Mark Andrews on YouTube. In the middle segment of the Worlds Collide tournament. Yeah, go check those out. You'll thank us. What's next?
So next we have our next segment, which is we're still not doing our rants. We're trying to still try to keep it positive.
Yeah.
But what we would like to see in WWE, and we're keeping this up at least till WrestleMania. I'll go first. I have an idea. I want to see more consistent characters, you know? Yeah, not only characters, not just jumping from face to heel all the time, but to have, like, a consistent style. Like, we know there's multiple types of faces and heels. I mean, you may not know that if you're just watching WWE right now, because it's like, most of the faces are all the same, most of the heels are all the same, but we need, like, someone to be consistent. Like, when Dean Ambrose was a heel, because now he's apparently a face, part of that whole jumping around stuff, he was like...
It's because he got attacked by Nia Jax.
Yeah, he was first seen like a dark menacing type character. Like he was gonna exact revenge, and then he was like, ew, y'all people are dirty and stuff. And just like carried around. Then he was like chicken shit for a while, and then it was like so jumping around it didn't even make sense. I mean, at least he gave him some good lines on Monday. I liked the whatever happened to EC 1 and 2. But the character doesn't stay consistent. They need to have a character be consistent with their personality, their goals.
Wouldn't that technically be his grandfather and father?
Yes.
But I know WWE aren't going to bring up Ethan Carter III. They're not going to actually say that a full name. So there's that.
But it's you need to have characters be consistent, have a consistent values, consistent morals, even if it's not good morals, but consistent morals and consistent logic. Unless you're actually doing a full character change, but even that has to be consistent in itself. Can't just happen out of the blue. But it has to all make sense in the way you go, and they need that. They need actual realistic characters that keep their qualities about them and keep it through all the matches, all the pay-per-views and everything.
Case in point, Tommaso Ciampa, and Johnny Gargano. If you want to learn how to do turns, those are the two you gotta. Those are the two you gotta base your characters around, because they're doing so many great things, so many great things. So far, the only character, and it was by accident, or wrestler, and it was by accident that actually has a character. It's Becky Lynch.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
You need to keep it consistent. You can't just have her go around hugging enemies.
exactly.
Which is why I'm all against the four horsewomen thing, because it just means that you're gonna have people say, forget our feuds and all our us being upset with each other. Let's just tag team up.
Mm-hmm.
And why I also never like Survivor Series when it comes around. Let's
Yeah,
forget all our
I
troubles
really
just
want,
because
I really want
we hate
Survivor
Raw.
Series to actually be a proper. Because right now it's just a filler, Big Four, and it doesn't even feel like a Big Four pay-per-view anymore. I want that just done with, and we forgot about what do you call that bloody thing? A piece of news with Fox and WWE, but we'll just hold on to that piece of news and see what happens next week with it. But yeah, the thing I want to see is it has to do with the women's tag team, and I want it to be treated with respect, not just something that has to be done because the fans want it, so they're just going to give it to them and then just totally forget about it. I want it to be given to the right team and treated with respect, because these women deserve it, and I want to see proper women's tag teams, not just two women that just put together because, oh, y'all had history down in NXT, even though it was y'all were always at odds with each other. Let's make y'all a hugging boss connection.
Oh, you're two women who happen to be faces right now on the show. So let's just make you the Fabulous Skillo.
Yeah, why not? And exactly, actually bring in full, real, legitimate teams. Two women who have been together for a while and are a team. I mean, yeah, there's most of those types of women are in the indies right now, but what I'm hoping for is you grab a couple and you treat them with the respect and you give them the time they deserve. So that is what I want to see from WWE.
Forgot another one. Oh yes, you two women are from Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Team.
Y'all are both Samoan. Team.
Yes. They do have one back. What's her name? The one who got injured, like her knee got messed up in.
Yeah, Knox.
Yeah, Tegan Knox. Tegan Knox and Dakota Kai were a part of a team on the indie circuit. So once she gets back in it, that is an actual real team they can
I'm trying to
bring
remember
into
what
it.
her real name is, because it keeps. I never know which one is WWE and which one's her proper.
Tegan Knox is definitely her WWE one.
Okay.
Because I don't know any other name from her. I just know her from
Nixon Newell. That's the other name. Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, so anyways...
And we're still wishing Tegan Knox a fast recovery.
I mean, you're asking a lot from them there. I mean, they barely show the men's tag teams enough respect.
Pretty sure I already said I want to see all tag team, but this specifically.
Let's see by the end of the year.
Because right now it feels like just a gimmick.
Let's see by the end of the year how many Lucha House Rule partner matches they've had in there. And it's like, if it's none, then it's like, they're already ahead of the Raw men's tag team division. No PP chokes. They rocket ahead.
I just want all tag team now.
Do you remember when Natalya had a farting gimmick?
I don't.
Yeah, she was farted during matches. It's one time she knocked out Hornswoggle with a fart because he was right behind her when she did it, and it was very dumb.
Yeah, it sounds really dumb.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I want to see.
So they're just haunting on the hot legacy. Farting on the hot legacy. I think I said farting on the hot legacy.
Which is dumb.
Yeah, I can see Teddy Hart farting on people.
Yeah, he's on the other side. That's so weird how one heart or the Neidhart is in WWE and other hearts are away from WWE.
Yeah, well, I mean, they used to have David Boy Smith Jr., but let him go.
For real?
Left. Yeah, well, he used to team up with Tyson Kidd, and Natalia was their manager. Hot Dynasty. Anyways,
cool.
though, now we can get into our next segment, the book it ourselves.
Yeah, we book it ourselves. And you came up with a great one that I'm just going to piggyback off of. That is great. Let's book Disney. You book one, and I'll book one. And it's Disney Elimination Chamber matches. Yours will be, what, do you want the men or the women?
I'm going to choose men here.
Okay, you get to do the men. Alright, 6 men. Who are the participants?
Oh, well, one of those participants is going to be my boy Donald Duck.
Oh, Donald Duck.
Yes. Then, of course, we have Mickey Mouse.
Okay, Mickey Mouse.
We have Goofy.
Oh, Goofy.
Who, can we take a second to say he's not a cow, he's a dog? Apparently, that's a thing now. Like, people on the Twitter, it's like, in today's days that I've been on Earth and found out that he's a cow. He's not a cow. He doesn't look anything like a cow. He has a significant other who is a cow, Clarabelle Cow, and their snouts look nothing alike. They don't look alike at all. I mean, he doesn't even have horns. He'd be a bull first off, and then it's like, no, it's ridiculous. He's a dog. Okay? So we're going to have Goofy, Donald, we're going to have Mickey there. We're going to have Chip and Dale, but all in one pod representing as one person. They're actually going to be stacked on top of each other, pretending to be a wrestler. That's going to be a pod in there where they'll split off, and it's like, oh my god, it's Chip and Dale. We had no idea. We just thought it was a random mystery opponent. Then we're going to have, so it says it's 4 people.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to have some more people. We're going to have...
Two more.
Yeah, so I need 2 more. 2 more. Trying to think here. Should I go with...
You want a suggestion?
Yeah.
For a heel?
Sure.
Pete,
yes, that's a good one. And then we're going to throw in Bambi for some reason.
Full on Disney, not Disney people that aren't their own property, but just under the Disney, and then Bambi.
It's Bambi, yes. So we're gonna have this match in here. We're gonna have some big moments. We're gonna have heel Pete going in, really destroying people. He's not gonna be like the first one in there. I think first off, it's going to be between Mickey and Donald. They're gonna be starting off. It's gonna be a big story between these two, because this is, of course, for the #1 person in all of Disney World. This is for the rights of Disney World. Whoever wins, that's going to be their world then. They're going to be the owners. Because if you ask anyone who works at Disney World, who writes the check, it's Mickey Mouse right now. But he's putting that on the line, the ownership of Disney World and Disneyland. The other ones, not so much, but Disney World and Disneyland.
And that's for, and then, just having Goofy in there, Chip and Dale, a Swan, and a couple others.
Yeah, Chip and Dale, they're going to, like a big spear from Goofy is going to go, and it's like, oh my god, they cut that guy in half. Oh, and it's like, no, it's actually Chip and Dale separately. And then they start taking advantage, but then they get eliminated when Mickey and Donald have to team up, because Chip and Dale eliminate Goofy. Mickey and Donald are going to have to team up because they've been at odds with each other, but they had to team up to take down Chip and Dale. But at this point, Pete coming in, he's wrecking house. He's wrecking house for Mickey and Donald Duck there. Oh, you got two there.
And Bambi comes in.
Then Bambi comes in, and it's like he's fighting him. We're going in. He's about to eliminate. Bambi's about to eliminate Pete with a big splash from on top of the pod. But then all of a sudden, it's running. It's the hunter who shot Bambi's mom. Distracts him. Pete then goes up, grabs him, superplexes off the top of the pod, eliminates Bambi. But while he's gloating, Donald and Mickey team up one more time to take out Pete.
That leaves Mickey, Donald, and Chippendale.
Now Chip and Dale got eliminated by Mickey and Donald teaming up the first time. Now it's Mickey and Donald. They're facing off, and it's like, I don't want to do this. Oh, you know, it's like it's Mickey, but it's like they're fighting each other. It's going. And Donald Duck's on the ropes at points, but he gets Mickey on the ropes, and Mickey is about going down, but he can't give it up. He's the honorable Mickey. He's the face. But oh my God, he starts cheating. Well, not necessarily cheating because there's not rules in there, but he finds part of the chain that got broken off earlier in the match, so at some point from the chain fence, and starts whipping Donald Duck with it. It's like, oh my God, Mickey, there's kids here. They love you. Why are you doing this? And Donald's down. He's almost out. But oh my God, we have Panchito and Jose. It's the other members of the Three Caballeros. They come flying in on top. They cut through the chains. They go down. They stop Mickey Mouse from beating them. They take the whip out. Then, as Mickey's trying to fight him off, he buns up. He bumps into Donald Duck, who's on the ground. Turns around. RKO. RKO. 1, 2, 3. Donald Duck is the winner. It is now Donald World and Donald Land.
Well, that
the
was...
Three Caballeros celebrate.
That was
Mexican fiesta right in the ring.
Where is Pluto in all of this? Why didn't he run in to save his master? What a match! That's
another story. Like, don't even let me get into that one.
Oh my gosh. Okay. that sounds like a very entertaining It sounds very entertaining. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. Alright, the women's. I'm gonna go for who is the #1 princess in one pod. It is I'm gonna just start off with the pods first. In one pod, it is the powerhouse who came out of nowhere, Elsa. She's not a princess anymore, but she's still under the banner of Disney Princess. She wants that title of the Disney Princess Champion.
It's played by Charlotte.
Someone, yeah. Then
I'm just saying it's kind of like
I know. When you said Charlotte, I was like, yeah, it does sound like Charlotte.
Yeah.
Then we have a classic in the pod. It is, of course, Jasmine. Someone who's very athletic, very good on her feet when it comes to coming up with stuff. Then we have someone who is not a part of the proper Disney princess, but she wants to be, and she wants that title. It's Von Sweets from Wreck-It Ralph. She's in there in one of the pods. And then we have Snow White in one of the pods. And then the two that start the match are going to be it's going to be the princess from Black Cauldron for Eloise, because that's apparently what her name is, and let's go. Ooh, Dread, this was tough. This one's the 6th. I know all of them, and I'm gonna say.
Did you not put Snow White in there yet?
No, she's in one of the pods.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that one.
I don't want Cinderella in there. I don't.
You want some Ariel action in there?
I was thinking about it, but she's a bit too weak on land, and I want like the strong ones.
You want some Mulan?
Yeah, there we
Man, I
go.
wanna fight,
There we go.
yeah.
Mulan. Thank you. We have Mulan. Again, not technically a princess in reality, but she's still under that banner. So, yeah, Mulan and Princess Eloise are battling it out. And they're going strong, and then Princess von Schweetz comes in next. She's the next one. She's the first one to get released from a pod, and she eliminates Eloise. And then now Mulan and von Schweetz, they're having a stare down, and they're just going at it. And they're putting on a clinic, and also because she has the glitching effects, she's able to take advantage of that quite a bit, doing the glitching effects. And then the next one released from the pod is Snow White. So she comes out as a blaze of like a firecracker. She's just taking out everyone she can. But of course, von Schweetz, she has that glitching effect, and she uses it in order to get the upper hand again. She's basically being that dirty, cheating heel because of her glitching effect. And then we have Elsa come in, and we don't want her to be just in the last one, because then people will really be like, oh, they just give her every opportunity always. So she comes in, and she's battling out. She's having a clinic with von Schweetz, and she's able to counter all the glitches somehow. And then it's ice versus glitch, which is interesting in and of itself. And then finally, who was the other one I said? Jasmine. Jasmine comes in, and her athleticism is unlike any other. And all five are just battling it out. And then out of nowhere, oh drat! Jasmine has a secret a lamp, and she rubs it, and it's the genie, and she wishes for proper wrestling abilities, and she's going. She's the only one who has like the best wrestling abilities, and she eliminates Mulan in a huge fashion, and no one can believe it. But von Schweetz, with her glitch, takes advantage and eliminates Jasmine. And then Frozen is there, and she's still putting on clinics and using her ice powers, but then a sneaky roll up by von Schweetz, because of the glitching effect, eliminates Elsa. So it's down to Snow White, who has been taking the brunt of everything, and the cheating, glitchy von Schweetz. But of course, it's not enough for Snow White, because all she has to do is sing a song, and the entire dwarves rush in, and all the animals, and they overpower von Schweetz. And 1, 2, 3, you're a Disney princess. The number champion is Snow White. Yes. Because it's me. Of course it was going to be Snow White.
Yes.
Just like once you said it was Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse, like Donald's winning. Donald is so winning here.
But you can never expect how he won. That's the point.
True.
Never also expected that heel turn from Mickey Mouse either.
I did from you.
Oh.
I thought he was definitely going heel there. I was impressed with the run-in from the Caballeros. I was impressed by that. Great callback.
Yeah, how about the run-in from the hunter that killed bears?
That was funny as heck. Oh my gosh. There was no way mine was going to be as funny, so I just went proper wrestling. Which is why when you said Mulan, I was like, oh, thank goodness, someone who actually makes sense here, other than Elsa and von Schweetz. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. Next is our what do you think, right?
Right.
Awesome, and it's where we ask the other guy, what do you think? And my question to you is, what do you think will be the outcome this time next year for AEW? Will they be surpassing WWE? Will they be on board with WWE? Or will they still be trying to climb up to WWE? Or the final one, which we don't wish on them, will they fail?
I think they're gonna be on the rise. It's not gonna be to WWE's level just yet, just because WWE has permeated the pop culture scene, and even though they don't really have that same type of individual pop culture icon like they did with the Hulk or Stone Cold or Rock, or even to a lesser degree John Cena, they still have that's still the same effect. That's what people think when they think of wrestling. It's going to take some time to go through there. Hopefully, they do get some international deals going as well too, because I think they're gonna help get a boost from that. Just because a lot of these guys are already popular in Japan, then they're gonna bring a lot of people popular in Mexico. So hopefully, they can get international deals, and overall globally will help. I don't think they're just gonna get to the WWE level that quickly. They're gonna start off the gun pretty well, but not.
And it is still gonna be a climb, you think?
Yeah, I think it's still gonna be a climb because you're still gonna have to try to get to a few million. I always look at one comparison is when you look at just numbers. For instance, you do have Cody Rhodes. He has about 822,000 followers on Twitter. I can feel the vast majority of those will be people going into watching AEW when he goes in there, but it's still not to the millions, but it's gonna come off right at the back very high and hopefully climbs more. But I don't know if just a year they'll be able to reach like into the millions, like into the 2.0s and higher range that the WWE's been in.
So yeah, and your question, sir.
My question is, when it comes to all the signings, if you can take any person from any company, who would you think would be the biggest free agency jump? If you we're watching Double or Nothing, we have a Lex Luger style thing where it's like, oh my god, hey, he just showed up. No one knew this was gonna happen. He just left the company he's with. Now he's here. What would you think be that big appeal, like that big major jump?
Obvious answer right now is Randy Orton. Talking about it, planting those seeds. Him just showing up would be massive. John Cena would be even bigger if that were to happen. Especially since he's out and about and he's not doing all the wrestling that you obviously see on his face that he wants to. A deal with AEW, he'd be filming for about a couple of days, which is a whole month schedule, goes out and doesn't have to come back until their next big event, their next big pay-per-view. That's basically have an NXT schedule on AEW and has something, and it's a little bit bigger than NXT with a bigger range. That would be huge. It'll also give him the opportunity to actually go heel, because in WWE that's never going to happen. But AEW, people are going to boo him anyway. He could easily go heel like that by running in and attacking the Young Bucks or Kenny Omega or someone. So there's that. We didn't get a Kushida run in anywhere yet.
Right.
So he would be really big, a really big get if he just appears at Double or Nothing as for the Japanese side of it. So there's quite a few. But those are the three main ones that I can think of off the top of my head. No, or Ivelisse. I know. Just like Sonya Deville, I'm one of the only ones who actually appreciates her talent as much as I do, which is frustrating. I have an eye for talent. I do. Becky Lynch, I saw it right away from the first time when she was still in NXT. I was like, that's my favorite right there. I really like her. And it's not, and yeah, she was the first ever SmackDown Women's Champion, but they didn't do as much with her as they should have. And it's not until now where they're finally capitalizing on it. And I was like, I've been saying this the whole stinking time. So I'm saying the same thing with Sonya. I said everyone already knows how amazing Alexa Bliss is on the mic, but you were the one who instantly caught that to begin with. And Carmella on the mic has always been great, and now she's even better in the ring, and she's still improving to this day. So it's really annoying when we can see certain talents, but they choose to ignore it. Don't know where that came from, but yeah. Mailbag time?
Yeah,
Mailbag time. I heard this really awesome question. Don't remember who it was from. It was either on the Cultaholic podcast or Stephen Larson. But it was basically, what is the best? And I don't know if we did. But if we did, we apologize. But I like to talk about this match because it's so much fun. What is the best, worst, like so bad it's good wrestling match you've ever seen? And I don't know how many of those are out there, but for me, it is Hulk Hogan versus Shawn Michaels at SummerSlam. The overselling and the pettiness of Shawn Michaels and the annoyance coming from Hulk Hogan throughout the entire match. It was just so much fun, and I absolutely love that match. Any you've seen recently that you can think of?
It wasn't necessarily like so bad it was good, but it was a kind of a fun match that wasn't really a really great match individually. I guess in MLW they had to, for whatever reason, he was saying like Brian Pillman Jr. and a mystery partner versus Tommy Dreamer and a mystery partner, even though Pillman's mystery partner was just Davey Boy Smith Jr. So it's like it's not really that much of a mystery, just a member of his faction. I thought they could have used that as an excuse to bring maybe someone into the Hart, the Hart Foundation, new Hart Foundation. Well, they didn't, so it was that. But the mystery partner for Tommy Dreamer was Sandman, and this was in Philadelphia. So of course you have big ECW pops, and it just wasn't necessarily that great of a match, but it was, I guess, still entertaining to a certain degree. He had Sandman go on a long entrance because he was just going around like pouring beer into people's mouths and stuff.
My gosh.
And spitting beer into the crowd and all. I did kind of fun things. I know there's one point where I think Sandman had Brian Pillman Jr. by the hair, or maybe Tom Jr. One of Sandman Dreamer had Brian by the hair and was like, told one of the fans to like put his foot up onto like to the top of the rail to like do the running the head into the like foot spot.
On the foot, yeah.
And there's a point where Brian Pillman slips on beer because there was so much spilled around ringside. So he's just like around the bag from the Hodge cam and like slips, and he's just like he's blocked by the ring.
That's funny.
So it's kind of a mess, but it was still fun in its own way.
Mm-hmm.
And he had the right people go over with the New Hart Foundation winning. So
that seems like a very interesting
they even
match.
had a point where Brian Pillman pulled out the blue meanie from underneath the ring to try to distract Sandman that had a kendo stick with him.
Mm-hmm.
And Blue Meanie just kind of did a little dance and then ran off. Oh, he punched Brian Pillman Jr. before he ran off, though.
So he turned on.
Yeah, basically.
That's funny.
Yeah, Sandman was just like, John, and just turned around and punched him in the face. So it was a funny match. It wasn't that great though as an actual match in and of itself.
Mm-hmm. It was just so entertaining, because of all the craziness. Mm-hmm. Any other mailbag questions you've heard this week?
I was just thinking of one slipping.
Just like Brian Pillman Jr.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have one.
Yes, go with it.
That I sent in. Sounds like we're not. Okay, we're good. The one I have is, are we going to be going live for Double or Nothing?
Yes, I would assume so.
Yeah, I definitely want to. Are we gonna try to get DJ into this?
And you can try, but be like, I don't know any of these storylines. It's like this is their first show.
This is their second show.
It's
Literally their second show.
Like we could show you the first one.
Not only can we show you the first one, but we can also just give you a very quick. This guy was doing a speech. This guy interrupted him. Now they're having a match.
That's all
the build up.
That's all the build ups
for every single
match.
one.
Someone was doing a speech, got interrupted.
Yes,
that's what happened.
It's really funny how he says, "Oh yeah, so much better stuff than WWE," and then when we try to get him to watch the stuff other than WWE, he just doesn't do it.
Yeah, and we also never just watches the WWE product, so he doesn't know what's going on there, but he still watches the pay-per-views.
Exactly.
So it's the same difference. At least convince them to watch more Impact.
Mm-hmm.
Impact pay-per-views. Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Not caught up on that. I need to see when the next one is.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be Bound for Glory again. No, that one's later in the year. Which one happens in around May again?
It was called
Slammiversary? Is it Slammiversary?
No, that's later. I don't know. We would have to look it up.
We're just gonna look up the schedule. Yeah, but
how about this one? If we went into New Japan, which faction would we be in?
Yeah, let's do that one. We already know yours, so might as well.
I'm pretty sure
yours.
I know yours too.
Okay, which one's mine?
I'm assuming you're gonna be in LIJ.
Dang it! I was so hoping you were gonna guess Bullet Club.
I know deep down you're an LIJ type
For
of guy.
life. Yeah. You're Suzuki-gun.
You know, I gotta be realistic. I think it'd be a little more chaos.
Okay.
I like him as an overall faction more.
Okay.
Like I like Suzuki-gun and I like Zack Sabre Jr. and all, but there's a lot of drop off. I mean, I also like Killer Elite Squad. I haven't seen much of them though, so that's all to say. But there's a lot more drop off when it comes to pure wrestling skills.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Del Desperado, I like Del Desperado, and Yoshinobu's pretty good, but not necessarily as good. But I think like when you look at full throughout, I mean, what point, like weak points in Chaos would be Yano and Yoshihashi, and Yano's is intentional. I mean, he's a comedic character, and Yoshihashi can still wrestle. It's just not really that as great as everyone else, but he can still more or less go. And then you have Roppongi 3K, really great. You have Okada, really great. You have Godo and Ishii, which are both really great.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's just a really strong tag team. Well, I mean, really strong team overall.
Mm-hmm. And you like the strength versus the curmudgeons.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Because I mean, Ishii maybe go in as one of like my favorite wrestlers out there today.
Mm-hmm.
Like as overall wrestler, and then Okada is also in the top there, and Godo. So it's a lot. And then Roppongi 3K go as one of my favorite tag teams. So
Okay, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, mine is LIJ because I like their style. They're basically, I talk about having the Skeletoids as a faction, if to shake things up in WWE. They're basically that. They don't play by the rules. They make the rules. I mean, Naito won the championship and then absolutely destroyed it, just because he could, and then he carried around the destroyed title. That's making his own rules. It's like, yeah, I won it. I can do what I want with it. Whatever. Bullet Club is great, and I really dig their style too. But they're more of the whole. They're more bullies, and Lij is just more crazy. They're more chaos than chaos, if that makes sense. And I like how every single one has weird hairstyle. If you're a part of them, you're gonna have a weird hairstyle, which is cool too. So yeah, I guess that I'm just way too easy to read.
Yeah.
Now, who would DJ be a part of? Let's take into account who his house is in regard. Well, let's take into account who our houses are as well. You are a Gryffindor, and even though they're usually the heroes, there's still some of them in there who'll bend the rules.
I mean,
to get
to
ahead.
be fair, Chaos has been more of a new leaf. I mean, teaming up with Taguchi Japan and all, ever since the whole Jay White fiasco. And,
Yeah.
they're a lot more down the road. I mean, I don't look at, like, say Okada. He's a rich guy. That's kind of part of the gimmick, but still not necessarily like a cheater or anything. And I mean, Goto, he's all about like Dakota's samurai being honorable and stuff. So I mean, that's good. Ishii, he's a tough guy. He doesn't cheat. He doesn't have to cheat. Yano is really the cheaty one,
and that's only because it's for comedy's sake.
Yeah,
he's just doing it.
And I mean, everyone likes Yano, so it's like it's really in there that you don't have to necessarily say Chaos is even a heel team.
And just like Gryffindor, there were some who was in Gryffindor that would break the rules a bit, but only if they absolutely have to, because most of the time they didn't. So I feel like Gryffindor is basically everyone in Chaos is Gryffindor.
Chaos isn't going to be running away from any fights.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Except Yano, but that's only because he's the funny guy. And let's look into Bullet Club. They're obviously Slytherin. They're obviously the Slytherin. They have Jay White, who would turn on people and just make chaos. All of them.
You have Goto, who's definitely he's kind of like a guy always questing for power and stuff.
Isn't that Gato?
Gato, sorry. Gato. Gato and Jado. I think that's what I was confusing with is Gato and Jado, his brother.
And then also Haku and Gorillas of Destiny. They're making it seem as, oh yeah, Bullet Club were great. No, we're turning on everybody in Bullet Club. So like, those guys are obviously Slytherin. So where does that leave Ravenclaw? That's obviously Lij. And yet we're also missing there's 5 factions? Suzuki
Japan would also be Slytherin.
Yeah, they're also Slytherin. But for different reasons. But they're Taguchi Japan.
Taguchi Japan will be Hufflepuff.
Yes, 100%.
And DJ's a Hufflepuff.
Yeah, so he's obviously gonna go into Taguchi Japan.
He keeps saying that he would love to watch Juice if he actually took time. I'm sure
probably Dave Finlay too.
Yeah, sure, he liked Dave Finlay as well. He'd probably find Taguchi funny as well. So I mean,
yeah, he's obviously Taguchi Japan, and then Ravenclaw is obviously Lij. I mean, yeah, they have some Slytherin tendencies, but for the most part, they just feel like they're better than everyone else, and they're above all of it. That's Ravenclaw. And yes, I actually finally took the test, and I am exactly what I thought I was going to be. I'm Ravenclaw. So we were at Comic-Con, early January, and
that's our new wrestling company, Early Japan Wrestling.
And we had
it's feudal era base.
And we had our friend DJ and our friend Chris, and then Liam and myself. And I went. DJ was buying a hat, and he wanted to buy a hat that was not his house, but we convinced him to buy his house, which was Hufflepuff. When the lady saw all 4 of us together, I was like, "Yeah, it's really funny. All 4 of us represent different houses." And I finally took the test. I think I didn't tell. I think I forgot to tell you, but the night after, just to confirm. And yes, I am in fact Ravenclaw. I was telling the truth the whole time. So yeah, I think it's funny that all four of us have different houses like that. But yeah, and I wonder. I think he would end up. Let's try to figure out which house he would be, which house he would be in regards to Game of Thrones. I know you haven't seen as much just yet, but for the most part, the personalities of the houses don't really change. So, your house is what again?
I mean, right now with the amount of houses, it's definitely say more Stark.
Okay.
I mean, it's more Gryffindor Lane one,
Mm-hmm.
more about honor
Yeah.
and stuff.
Very true. Very, very true.
Mm-hmm.
I think Ned Stark was your favorite before he got his head chopped off.
Yeah.
Did you start season 3 at all yet?
No.
Okay. Just wait. Just wait. It's real. And I
Comes
think you
back from the dead as just a floating head.
And I think you already know whose house I am a part of.
The Targaryen.
Yes.
Yeah.
House Targaryen for life. And
Yeah, especially since they intermingle. It will always be Targaryen.
and then the other one.
That actually reminds me. I don't know if you saw the gift, but it's apparently like a scene where Daenerys is talking to Jon Snow, and I guess there's like the dragons in the background, but someone re-edited it to be giant cats.
I haven't seen that gift. Yes, but
and it's
wow.
like when she shows you, she's a crazy cat lady or something like that.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then so out of all the other houses, who would DJ be? Surprisingly enough, Chris is the same house as me, and that's House Targaryen. But I don't know if it's because of their the Targaryen ideals like it is for me, or if it's just because of Daenerys Targaryen, because she can win anybody and everybody over. I think it's really tough to decide of who DJ would be, because there is no Hufflepuff around from out of all the seasons I've seen. There's none like that, so I guess he'd probably be lumped into the House Starks. It's the only one that makes sense to me. Who is... Wow.
They need a personality test.
They do.
I mean, I'm sure they must have them. If they have like a test for like which type of bread are you, I literally think they have that on BuzzFeed.
Wow. Yeah, I think they do have like a proper test of who's your house for Game of Thrones. There's just so many houses out. I know who he. But just in case, we figured out the houses of all the New Japan Pro Wrestling guys are from their factions. Suzuki Japan and Bullet Club are Slytherin. LIJ is Ravenclaw. Gryffindor and Chaos are aligned, and then Hufflepuff or Taguchi Japan is Hufflepuff.
Mm-hmm.
And we figured out of the 3 Smart Wrestling Alliance guys, I am Ravenclaw, also Lij. He's Gryffindor, also Chaos, and DJ is Hufflepuff, also Taguchi Japan. And we also figured out who our Game of Thrones houses are. House Targaryen, House Stark, and he's House Tyrell, the Flower House. And back to your question.
Okay, let's take for all of the factions in New Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go and pick someone from WWE that would be a perfect fit into the.
We each pick one person to throw in each faction.
Yes.
So 10 people.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, granted, there may be some overlap if we have like similar ideas, but
very, very true. I already have Taguchi Japan's #1 guy, John Cena.
John Cena and Tanahashi in the Japan World Tag League.
Mm-hmm.
That'd really make a lot of sense there.
Mm-hmm. They're both just the overly good guys, and yeah. Any other person you can think of in Taguchi Japan? Do you one other person?
Trying to think who actually stays a face. They jump around. They jump around so much.
They do.
It's like That. I think that's the #1 choice. That would be in there.
I think there's a tag team, even though they started off heelish, that might be perfect with them too. New Day.
Yeah, New Day would also work really well. That'd be the best fits.
I feel like they're very Juice and Finley-esque sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if we're talking NXT, probably Ricochet at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Never seen him be heel.
Well, not in NXT so far. I mean, but anyways,
not even when he was Prince Puma.
But if we go into the next one, which one? Let's take maybe Lij.
Lij.
You can have good choice for Lij.
Right now, single star also Taguchi Japan would be Finn Balor, which is funny. It's just funny when you know everything about the man. But yeah, okay, back to Lij. Who can be a bit heelish, but it's not really heel. He's just out there. Drat. That one might. The Brian Kendrick. He has a lot of the same qualities as the others, and he could be good in the cruiserweight.
It could be maybe a stretch, but how about a Velveteen Dream, as in a kind of,
I see him more as Chaos, to be honest.
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, in that kind of cool, coy personality,
Yeah. He definitely has. He definitely has the personality.
He's very tranquilo. So I think he personality.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he'd be Lij too. The Brian Kendrick and Brian Kendrick could be a way more cheaty, way more heelish. But he also has that tranquilo vibe where he cheats and just tries to get the count out wins each and every time, versus trying to be the powerhouses or like Suzuki-gun or the outright bullies as Bullet Club. But yeah. From main roster Lij, Usos. As a tag team, Usos. They're very Lij.
Okay, when it comes to Suzuki-gun, I'm gonna go with the Bar.
Mm-hmm.
Suzuki-gun
Mm-hmm.
type guys.
Mm-hmm. Just guys who just wants to beat you up and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
To bring in one more other person, if they would actually do his character right, Rusev, he was a lot like that, especially early on, where he just wants to beat you up. Yeah.
Then we have
Tag teams like the bar is a tag team.
Yeah. Now we have
Chaos.
Chaos.
It's Seth Rollins.
Yeah, he could definitely work.
He has those vibes.
Seth Rollins.
A good tag team for them would probably be Drat. Or a good tag team for them could possibly be the entirety of the Undisputed Era. I don't know if they would, which is also again funny since one of those guys were part of the other faction at a time.
Yeah, I think that's how it can work. You have Bullet Club next.
I think Finn Balor would fit pretty well in there as well.
Maybe work.
Maybe the Good Brothers.
Maybe that AJ Styles guy.
Yeah, maybe AJ Styles.
But it'd be a stretch.
Shinsuke Nakamura. That'd be a stress for Chaos too.
Oh yeah, real stress for Chaos. Don't know if he has it in him. Yeah.
But
it's a testament that we forgot Shinsuke Nakamura was on the roster.
I know. Wasn't he the guy who created Chaos?
Yeah.
Oh man. So outside of the people who are already part of Bullet Club and their personas today,
can I also say this? I wasn't gonna put him in Suzuki-gun because of what his character is now.
Mm-hmm.
But from times, The Miz could go in there because I could definitely see a thing with The Miz and Tai Chi.
Yeah, me too.
Like the singer and the actor.
That was the first person. That was the first person I thought of when you said Suzuki-gun. I was like,
it's just
really The Miz. Wait a minute. He reminds me a lot like Tai Chi. And then you said Tai Chi. I was like, yep, I can see them being a good tag team together.
It's just that he hasn't been that character in role. He's not that character now.
Since I think December.
Yeah, so
because they've made him basically a face.
So we're trying to think of just like what now, So that's why we didn't put him in there. But
but Bullet Club, the Revival, they completely fit Bullet Club's vibe, and as like a single star.
And I was thinking at times that could fit, even though I guess kind of redundant would be the Usos in the Bullet Club. I say redundant because of the obvious Guerrillas of Destiny. Already being
I feel like they're more
like I'm saying like at times when they were
when they were completely heels. Heels. They've been basically the Usos have been Taguchi Japan, Bullet Club, and LIJ right now, which is entertaining in and of itself. But single star, I can easily see in Bullet Club right now, Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, but I mean, it would have to be like hemp bullets.
I mean, would he be a better fit for LIJ then?
No, because that's not Tranquilo though.
Yeah, he's not Tranquilo at all.
No. So what's Bullet Club? What other ones can be in?
No, he's Suzuki-gun. He's Suzuki-gun. Maybe. He's just a full-on curmudgeon right now.
I think if Dean Ambrose's character was right, it would work well. Could work well in the Bullet Club.
Yeah, I can see that too.
Yes. So He could have also worked in LIJ as well, but Andrade.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
that's a good one. Now, of course, Rey Mysterio has been face his whole life. He's
Taguchi,
obviously
Japan.
Taguchi Japan.
Yeah. Also another good option, yes. As we're going through all...
I'm just trying to figure out who's the one guy who would just fit into Bullet Club perfectly. Oh, Tommaso Ciampa. He's so Bullet Club.
Yeah, who could also fit? I feel... they never did this, so it was a big missed opportunity. I feel like a heel Roman Reigns could also work. Because I can so catch a vibe that if they did a heel, he'd be like so small me, so like, look at me, I'm so handsome.
I'm just the best thing ever.
Yeah, you wish you could be me, and your woman wish you could be with me, type of deal. And so like, not caring and aloof about stuff. I really felt like
they definitely missed that opportunity.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins was always the favorite. And people love Roman Reigns, but he seemed like the better option to go heel.
Yeah, he always had that bit of smugness about him, even when he was a face.
Especially if he was a face.
Especially when you take that, just put it up to 10, he could have really worked well as a heel. And I think that heel would have worked really well.
Look at his best promo was a heel promo, where after he beat Undertaker, all he did was just stand in the ring with a chorus of boos and just go, I win. And just left. I was like, this is my yard now, whatever the crate said. And he just left after that. Why would you not take advantage of that? They could have made Roman Reigns a massive star, and they just screwed it up. Oh, I know the perfect member of Suzuki Japan now, or Suzuki-gun. You're gonna hate me when I say this, though. Brock Lesnar.
I thought that too. I just thought he couldn't travel to Japan, so that's why I didn't mention him.
Well, they come to New Orleans. No, they don't. They come to the Americas sometime.
They see him as many times as in WWE.
True.
So, yeah. Anyways, I think that's it for all the mailbag questions.
Yeah, that's the show. Yeah, that was it. I found 2. You found 2 in our mailbag. That we rummaged and we found them, and yeah, it was a good show. It was a good show today. We'll see y'all guys next week. Probably to another massive amount of news because of what's going down. And yeah, let's sign out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please give us those sexy, sexy likes.
And the unsexy ones.
Go and please share to all of your friends.
And enemies.
And if you like what we do, you really do, hit that subscribe button so that way you are a part of the Smarky family. And then ring that notification bell because...
you want to get notified for when we go live for our podcast, Shooting with the Smarky family, every Sunday at 1 p.m. Central Time. And you also get notified for when we go live for pay-per-view events that we do from inside WWE and, even outside WWE from time to time. And just any times we put up videos or polls or any type of information like that, you get notified and learn about it by hitting that bell.
Yeah, and we are thinking about doing a new podcast soon. We will keep you guys updated on that, and there'll be a video about that when all the details come into play. And so you want to get notified about that. So yeah, please follow me on Twitter at IsaJ_STP.
Follow me on Twitter at Liam_SWA.
And have a great day, guys. Let us know what you thought about all the news and everything in the comments below. And until next time, it will be awesome.
Bye, everybody.
So I think you
enjoyed the show.
Yes, we really do. And I think I know how to do this properly now. You hit